Welcome back to Inequalities for MAT021. In this video, we will look at examples 5 and 6. We will solve the inequalities, graph them on a number line, and write our answer in interval notation. So looking at number 5, we have 6 is greater than or equal to negative 3/7 times x. So since we have a fraction here, the easiest and quickest way to get rid of our fraction there is to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of our fraction. So I can multiply both sides by negative 7/3. This will get the 3 to divide out, the 7 would divide out, and a negative times a negative is going to leave me with a positive x. Now be careful, we multiplied by a negative. When you do that, that means you have to flip the sign or the inequality. So instead of this being greater than or equal to, now it becomes a less than or equal to. And then we would have our multiplication. So negative 7/3, times 6. Okay, so if I multiply that, negative 7 times 6, remember we could put that 6 over 1, would be negative 42 over 3, less than or equal to x. X would be less than or equal to, and 42 divided by 3 will be, or negative 42 divided by 3 is a negative 14. I highly recommend that you rewrite this with the variable on the left-hand side. So I'm going to rewrite this as x. Notice the big part is to the x, so when I rewrite that, it needs to be that way. So x is greater than negative 14. Okay. So let's go ahead and put that on our number line. I'm just going to put that negative 14 in the middle. Remember, again, with negatives, it goes in the opposite direction. So if I'm going to go to the right, that would be a negative 12. And I'm actually going to skip one just because my numbers will fit easier. And then negative, So negative 14, negative 13, negative 12. I'm going the other way. Negative 15, negative 17. Okay. So if x is greater than or equal to negative 14, that means at negative 14 we would go to the right. And we would have a bracket. Sorry about that. And we would have a bracket at negative 14. So in interval notation, we would have bracket, negative 14, infinity. Hopefully you can see that if you do your graph first on your number line, it's a little easier to write your interval notation. Okay, let's look at example 6. 8x plus 3 times the quantity 7 minus x is less than 6. So in this one, we're going to distribute our 3 into our parentheses first. 8x plus 21 minus x. Minus 3x is less than 6. Combine our variable terms together. 8x minus 3x would be 5x plus 21 less than 6. Subtract 21 on both sides. Subtraction does not flip the sign, only multiplying or dividing by a negative. So our inequality is still going to stay less than. So 6 minus 21 would be a negative 15. Divide both sides by a positive 5. Again, we're dividing by a positive, so that's not going to flip anything. So x is less than negative 3. So then on our graph, we'll go ahead and put a negative 3. Let's see, negative 2, negative 1, negative 4, negative 5. So then at -3, so x is less than, we're going to go to the left. And since we don't have an equal, it's just less than, we would have a parenthesis there at -3. So in interval notation, we would have parenthesis negative infinity, -3 parenthesis.